Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Welcome to you live from Abuja, and we're focusing on the midterm reports of the administration. Yes, indeed, we'd like to also mention that we did invite the PDP to be part of the program today, but at the moment we are yet to see their representative on the program today. But we've got Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, in the studio this morning. Thank you for coming on this morning, Laji.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's a midterm report and different perspectives. I know you already know that, but let's start off from where you spoke yesterday about jobs and 200,000 jobs created so far. I know you also have heard people ask that the party promised way more than that. In fact, in your manifesto, it was mentioned about more than 3 times or thereabout that you will either create, you use the word create in that manifesto, 3 million jobs a year. But 200,000, that's a far cry from what we read in the manifesto.
I think you must put this in the proper context. The 200,000 jobs I spoke of yesterday was only from the social intervention project, investment project of government, and just one arm of it, that is the Empower sector. Now, total jobs created in Nigeria is far more than that. Because if you even go to Ministry of Works, Power and Housing, for instance, in Power, they created 9,000 direct jobs and 60,000 direct jobs. In Housing, they created 14,000 direct jobs and 42,000 direct jobs. In Works, they created 17,000 jobs direct and 3,000 jobs indirect. Now you talk about agriculture. So the figure I gave yesterday was just about one, aspect of the social investment program.
Okay, but do you think that the party met their target, the objective of creating 3 million jobs per year?
No, I wouldn't have the figures right here. But you see, the important thing to say, and the proper context is that, you see, this is from ground zero. We came in and we embarked on this new project. And when we came in, clearly the situation was not always fair to meet. One, there was very low revenue. Two, the country was primed for recession. But despite this, we forged ahead and were able to make this, very positive impact in virtually every aspect of the economy.
There's this data from NBS, which I reckon you would have also seen, where they say in 2016 there were about 3.7 million jobs that were lost. Do you think that at least this perhaps may have been managed better, so that amount of jobs couldn't?
I don't think so. You see, because what you should also realize that the real fact, even by the same NBC, was that despite this very austere time, we actually did move out of recession in manufacturing. We moved out of recession in agriculture. We moved out of recession in solid minerals.
In manufacturing, you say?
Yes, because it was -7% in the first quarter of 2016. It was plus 1.36% in the first quarter of 2017.
How did that come about?
That came about because of our, commitment to invest in infrastructure, from our commitment to improve the ease of doing business, and from the fact that we believe that unlike the previous administration, where 16% was spent on infrastructure in 2015, we spent 30% on infrastructure in 2017, and that is where you can see that we are climbing out slowly of recession. And people must also understand that the same NBC said in 2016, 29 subsets of the economy were, underperforming. We've had that today to 16.
26 to 16.
29 to 16.
29 to 16.
Subsectors that were negative growth.
So for the misfortunes that we've been faced with in the country, and you have repeatedly said that it was inherited from the previous government, how much time do you need to get us out of this mess? Or has 2016 budget done it?
Now, you see, the indications are moving north. In other words, we're getting more and more positive. While you're in a recession, two things could happen. It could get worse, and it could get better. Clearly, in our situation, it's getting much better, and that's because we have faced, very squarely the task of revamping the economy. And if you look at our economic recovery and growth plan, it's based. The objective is, one, to make sure that we get out of recession. Two, we invest in Nigerians, and thirdly, we build a competitive, economy. And it's hanged on 5 pillars. The first is to stabilize the macroeconomic, environment. The second is to ensure that we have sufficiency in agriculture and food. The third is that we must have sufficiency in energy and power. The fourth is to ensure that we use we provide the enabling environment for the micro, small, and medium enterprises, because that accounts largely, for about 50% of our GDP. And then, of course, we are also committed to improving the transportation infrastructure. And this is what we are committed to, and this is what we are doing.
The downturn of this economy began when you had about 41 to 42 items, I think, banned from Nigeria. Did you consider having a palliative first, or did you consider having something like a substitute of sorts, just so that when these items are banned, we don't have those same items, prices escalating? Rice, for instance.
But the good news is that list has been reviewed in conjunction with the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and we've also now embarked on what I call tariff-driven policies. And the first example is the tomato policy, which is actually aimed at encouraging local producers and at the same time, production.
Okay, so let's go to break now, but we'll be back and take a look at some more matters on the program here today. Don't go away. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're focusing on the midterm report of the administration. We've got Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, here with us in the studio. Alhaji, would you say that you or the administration is happy with where they are at the moment in terms of their targets and what they've achieved?
Oh yes, absolutely. You see, when you look at if you take a holistic approach at what this administration has done in the area of the economy, or in the area of security, or in the area of fighting corruption, I'm very proud to be a member of that administration. And I'll start with the issue of probably the economy, which everybody which is quite germane to everybody. And I say, what this government has done is, in the area of agriculture, we've created a new set of millionaires in Kebbi, in Imo, in Jigawa, in Kano, so much that today these new farmers have been empowered, and we've made agriculture quite attractive to them. Now, in 2015, we imported 580,000 metric tons of rice. In 2016, this was cut down to 58,000 metric tons of rice. We have tripled the local production of rice. Between the central bank's, anchor borrowers program at the Ministry of Agriculture's new soil map, which has helped farmers to know which kind of fertilizer to apply to what type of soil. We've been able to increase yield per hectare in grains from 2 metric tons to 7 in some areas.
Has that impacted on the price of rice?
Good question. Why is local rice expensive? Very simple. Local rice will remain expensive for a short while until production, increases. But more importantly is that imported rice is being subsidized and is being dumped.
But you've increased